Welcome to Keep Trucking Personal, where we invite you to explore the heart and soul of our company, Kivi Brothers Trucking. Through engaging storytelling, insightful market updates, and vibrant energy, our podcast reflects our culture, values, and achievements. Whether you're a team member or industry enthusiast, join us to build connections, foster growth, and inspire excellence. Discover why we're more than just a company. We're a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those aspiring to be part of something extraordinary. The pre-trip is complete and engines ready. We're set to hit the road on the Keep Trucking Personal podcast. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back to Keep Trucking Personal. My name is Tyler Kivi, and today is a special week. I guess I shouldn't say today, but this week is a special week. And I have Michael and Derek here with me again, and we're going to kind of unpack a little bit about Thanksgiving, what it means, and some things to look out for. And I was talking with Michael earlier, and we really talked about a lot of the stuff that we have been mentioning on these podcasts is leading up to now. A lot of the, whether it's, preparing your truck and tire chains to, working hard and being ready for whatever comes our way. But guys, welcome. I'm thankful to have you back here again, considering the week of Thanksgiving.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's, I got some feedback from our last episode, which was diving into, hard work. And there's a lot of people that appreciate that concept and are really happy that we dove into that and kind of unpacked a little bit of how we feel on where the industry's headed and, and work ethic. It was good feedback and kind of, moving into this week being Thanksgiving and touching on some of the really heavy points before we kind of get into some of that gratitude is this is the busiest week for travel in the country. Like there's going to be roughly 79 million people. That's what they predict. 79 million people traveling 50 miles or more for a Thanksgiving dinner or some sort of gathering between Tuesday when this is airing, and Sunday after Thanksgiving. And you mix in Black Friday and a little of that. It really leads up to what we've talked about and some of the things we're thankful for that we've done of trying to make our driving workforce safer. What do you guys think about almost 80 million people trying to get out there and hustle and bustle? And are you traveling specifically? Do you guys typically travel 50 miles or more?
Me, not so much. I thankfully, my family only lives like 2 miles from me, so
yeah, you're almost like a compound. You guys kind of have a little compound in Esco of.
We stay close. We didn't travel far when we left the nest, that's for sure. But it's nice for times like this where you don't have to be out in the rat race. You just jump in, go a few miles, and go back to the roots, home base, and eat some food, play some games and stuff like that. But definitely crazy number to think about on top of still the truck traffic that's still going. There's still drivers that are going to be out trucking and everything else like that. So you just picture adding that on to what it's already, going on out there. It makes for a sporty week. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I kind of know Derek's travel, obviously being that when I lived in Minnesota and where we go, but Derek, on your, I guess 50 miles is a little bit of a stretch for you. It's not that far, but you put some travel time into, or you got everybody coming to your house for Thanksgiving?
I don't leave the ranch. I used to have to do a lot of traveling, but now I don't go anywhere. Everybody comes to my house, so I get to wake up early and start preparing, I guess you could call it.
So you're contributing to that 50 miles. Everybody's coming to your place. Well, either way, however you look at it, somebody is typically traveling. And like I said, this is just travelers combined. There's people flying and there's people driving and there's people doing everything. And it's something that we all see on the news who's, how many people are hitting the airports. And yeah, so definitely take all the things that we've unpacked for all these episodes and consider following distance, because the weather is here too. We've talked about all of it. It's here. It's finally it's here. The weather is here. The icy roads, Minnesota, where our terminal is starting to see snow, or at least icy roads. While we are recording this, it's actually snowing in Kentucky, which is kind of a funny thing. Whenever that happens, you hear a lot of how are the roads out there? We're going to be able to make it home. And just because we're not used to it, we're not in it like you guys are. And it's kind of funny how it's everywhere. It's leading up. It's, It's coming. Thinking of being prepared for the holidays, is there anything that you guys are really grateful for, or that you think that you reflect on during this time through Thanksgiving? Michael, maybe start with you first.
Yeah, a lot to reflect on. Obviously, first and foremost, my family. Got just thankful that all my close family members healthy and they're around me. That's a pretty obviously first and foremost on that one. And then thankful that I got a job that puts food on our table and a roof over our heads, and thankful for obviously Kivi Bros. That those are my two big ones. That's I don't know really pretty much what my life revolves around. So that's obviously that's a big part. So, but thankful for everything the industry provides for us, and thankful for being able to get up every morning, put my work boots on, and go to work, and then after work, take my work boots off and see my family and see the kids come running into the front door, or the dog, all that. It's a good time to sit back and reflect on. It's been a hard year. It's been a hard year on everybody, but to take a week and just sit back and think about the things we have and and what we can be thankful of that other people don't have, or other people don't have the opportunity to have. That's kind of a big one for me, just to stop, digest, and think of the good.
Yeah. How are you, Derek?
Just thankful for everybody that's part of the organization. Without all the people that put in the hard work and efforts day in and day out, we wouldn't exist. So definitely thankful for that. Thankful for family and have a roof over our head and be able to have a wonderful family.
Yeah, you guys both said it right. I think, I can piggyback on both of what you said, and everybody that we work with, there's opportunity to give thanks. Many of the truck drivers are trying to get home for this time, and it's important to them. And, we understand that, and that's our duty to get them home. But there are drivers that are still out there working, that this is just, this is time for them to keep trucking along. So I'm thankful for everyone, whatever side of the coin you're on during this time. And you guys said it right. Families, you can't get away from, that is almost being number one every time, right? My wife and my kids and my core family, those really are what get you through those tough times. And like you said, this has been a challenging year, maybe better to put in plural years. It's been a couple challenging years, and you have to sit back and look at everybody that's put in and say, thank you. This is a company that's built on its workers, and hard work is what got us here. And we're thankful to be, the carriers that's going to persevere and focus on the future and build on everybody's work ethic and what they've contributed to this company or the industry. We like to look at this kind of as a we thing, right, Michael? This whole industry is ours. Like, it's anybody that's participating, anybody that's listening. You want to, be a part of the transportation industry, fight for the best of it, keep it as a driver industry, not necessarily an autonomous industry, and keep everything what is in our control. And thankful for everybody that's put in all that time. And, we've put in a lot of effort on safety. And for us, the first of the year, kind of actually November of last year is when we kind of started our safety investment with Motive. And, it's not just the platform that's kind of changed our dynamic on safety, but it helped initiate and get momentum for where we wanted to be and where we're headed. And so just super thankful for the effort that we put in on the safety side, every driver's commitment to helping us be safer. Because it doesn't matter what trucking company you work for, if there's not a safe driver behind the wheel, it's not a safe company. It's just not a sustainable company. You have to focus on that. And that was one of the hardest things I think I've ever been through, is that transition. I'm sure you guys can attest. And, what are your thoughts there on just the changes we've had and, the things that, like I said, on Motive, it really pops to the top of my head. It's a technology that we embrace, and I'm thankful for it. And it's helped our drivers be safer. And, what do you guys think in the last year?
To digest it, it's cool because we're doing this right in November, and that is when we started last year, and kind of drew a line in the sand, and we we're just like the anxiety and just pressure of, is this going to work? How is this going to, just the work to transition it in from testing into everyday practice. But you saw a massive mountain ahead of you, and it was daunting to say the least, challenging, scary, everything, all kinds of things, because we were sailing into uncharted territories. You know, you can talk to other fleets that, oh, we did it, you know, it gets better, blah, blah, but until you've gone through it and to hit that peak, hit the summit, and now you're coming down and you're seeing the benefits from it. Changed our values almost as a company, and it's something that everybody can get around. It doesn't matter whether you like it, don't like it. It's everybody can agree that safer roads are safer places for everybody, not just the trucking industry, but obviously that's our niche for it. But it was so nice to we're done. It's in there. It's running.
Yeah.
We understand it better.
You nailed it when you said it was scary, right? And and I know in the truck, like we talk a lot about keeping trucking personal, right? And some of this, it's a conflicting agenda in some aspect, right? Because what we're doing is not fully welcomed in the trucking industry. I know that, right? There's people concerned about the invasive side of it, the event recorder and such. And I just really think that, you know, I'm just so grateful for everybody's openness and willing to try and be the best they can be. And I think it just feels it almost feels like it never happened, because it's like still such a hard thing to paint the picture of what we had to go through and what every driver had to go through, you know, and to get through that and to paint that optimistic roadmap that this will get better. You know, this tool will help. You know, it's not always an ROI. And for us, it's just the perfect time to talk about it. Thanksgiving, almost 80 million people moving for the next 7 days from when this airs. That's an increase. And our job is to make sure that everybody gets home safely, because we just said it. You know, Michael has his own compound and Derek doesn't leave the ranch, but somebody's coming to visit you guys, and we want to make sure they're safe on how they get there. And we hope that other companies do the same. So just a lot that our company and our values and what we look at went under a redo or work over, and it's exciting. So not to get into that whole safety side, but I think when I just look back and I try to figure out what I'm most grateful for is it's embracing that safety side. The industry itself is perplexed with market changes and ups and downs, and you know, now we got snow. We have snow here, and it's gonna impact things. You got to be safe. You got to take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit. You know, Derek, is that kind of how you feel on the grateful side of what we've accomplished here in the last 11 months?
Yeah, we've climbed mountains, I guess you could call it, between the motive and every other thing undertaking, you know, going through. It's been a tough season for trucking to begin with, just with where the state of the economy is and where freight was and all that stuff. So tackling that, and like you say, that motive thing was something that I probably, you know, a year ago, maybe even 2 years prior to that, or a year prior to that, would have laughed at you and been like, there's no way we're doing this. You know, we can't switch to this. And you know, just really dug deep and invested in the safety side and said, we have to become this, because this is just where the country's going and the way things are going. To be successful without being a safe operation, it's just one of the boxes we got to check off to continue to move forward. So yeah, by all means, I'm definitely very thankful to be able to have successfully transitioned it and where we are today with this, because I know there's a lot of companies out there that would like to do it and are most likely in the same situation we were, and they're scared to do it. And do we do it? You know, especially now with drivers, you know, drivers are hard to come by. So do you do this and create a ripple effect and half your workforce leaves you? I think we really done well teaching everybody that this isn't to be Big Brother watching over your shoulder. This is here to protect everybody, and more or less is our guardian angel, if you will, for everybody. You know, whether it's the driver or something happens, guess what? Boom, you pull up the camera footage. We didn't do this. I'm not guilty. You know, and just little things like that. So definitely thankful to have put all that behind us and can look forward into hopefully a bright 2025.
Especially for like after a year later and things like that, you know, for other companies out there that are like us, just waiting to take that next step and do it, and you're nervous about it. Yeah, we lost drivers, and it's unfortunate for those drivers that left, because the more we know and the ones that stuck it out with us and became a true professional, you're missing out on a great thing, because it's a better company now than it was a year ago. And when the market is bad, it's soft, got to make sure we're running at optimum. We're not wasting money and losing lawsuits that hurt companies, especially in this fragile of a industry, as vulnerable as we are right now in this industry. You can't have mistakes like that. And I feel it's really elevated all of our drivers to be professionals. So it's unfortunate that you do lose some, but there's a reason. They don't want to be the safe, or they're scared of it, or whatever the case is. But for the drivers that stuck it out with us and are out there every day, I feel they've elevated themselves to a whole different echelon of driver, and congrats to all of them. And that I'm super thankful for.
That's the gospel right there, getting everybody up to the highest standard that you can. 5% better every day, right? We'll go back to that, and just trying to improve. And I love the fact that we have, our leadership at our trucking company is very transparent, and I believe probably many are, right? You don't have a successful trucking company if you're not transparent and honest, and that's why we talk about these things through this vessel, the podcast, to be transparent, to give other people opportunities to understand what our vision is and what we're trying to accomplish, and the company we want to become, and the company we are, and A to B to C, and how we got there. And this is just the perfect time to give that transparency and give thanks, give appreciation. Like you said, it was the hardest mountain to climb, and and looking back, like I said, it was so hard to commit, but we know that there's the better way to be in this industry. There's the safest way, and yeah, so it's the weight lifted off your back, but we're not done. We're not done being the best that we can be. And, kind of leads me into our future endeavors. And, I know this is probably not the time, but when you think of safety, we're continuing to invest in safety. And this is just another approach. It's a little bit more of a manual approach, right? But a height pole. I know a lot of trucking companies, us included, issue a tape measure. We do the rudimentary fundamental, like get out and measure it. Well, we've learned that that's not the safest way to do it. And we've learned it's not the most efficient way to do it. And we're taking another step here in outfitting all of our trucks with height poles. That's pretty cool. I know there's a lot of trucking companies in the flatbed side that don't issue that. They're an expensive addition, right? I mean, I'm not talking millions of dollars here, but they're an expensive addition to outfit a truck, but we're wanting to make sure we do it right and set you up for success, because the pathway that we're building and the pipeline we want to build is you start here, you learn what it takes to be in the heavy haul, the oversized department, and you keep growing. And that's what we want to do. So why don't you tell us, Michael, a little bit more on that?
Obviously, coming to the end of the year, and it's not a insurance year, obviously, but at the end of the year, you always look at your milestones, what's cost you, what's hurt you, how can we do better in the up and coming year. And we've had some incidents with height issues and things like that, but on top of it, I just think back to when I was out there trucking, you load a machine or you load something, especially for our kind of a type of company, we are specialized. We haul the fun stuff, the awkward stuff, the high stuff, the wide stuff, heavy stuff, all of that stuff, whether it's flatbed, step deck, or heavy haul. We're always putting those types of equipment and machines and items on our trailers. But to get up there in the ice, in the snow, in the wind, and all that stuff, it's not always the greatest setup to have a tape measure, and sometimes it's not accurate. But we sat and looked at our costs and looked how we can be better as a company and how we can set our drivers up for success and give them the tools to be successful. That's where the height pole came into conversation. We equip our heavy haul trucks with it, and it's like, well, if we're going to be hauling machines and doing this specialized stuff, we need to make sure our drivers are equipped with the correct equipment. Got some pricing, stuff like that, and we're going to put that into effect and pair it up with our IFTA sticker renewal. That is, it's IFTA time, sticker time. Woo! Yeah, everybody loves that, right? So, what that means is basically every truck has to hit a terminal at some point. So, thankful to our training staff coming up with a quick just training on how to use it. Do a quick demo with the guy, issue it to the truck, and now every driver, as soon as they're all equipped, we can measure any load we have on our trailer safely from the ground. And we're not climbing up on slippery steel on a new piece of equipment that, new paint is slippery and all of that. So to be from the ground level, get accurate readings, to get back to our permitting department, to make sure we are the best of the best. We do not have mistakes. We do not do it because our drivers are equipped and they're trained to use this stuff. So it was an easy call once it kind of bubbled up to our brain, to our cranium here. And it was just like, let's go. It was an easy, quick vote. So I appreciate the support from obviously ownership and whatnot. And it was a good idea, and hopefully 2025 we can continue to be best for our customers too. There's nothing worse than having to call that customer and say, we maybe boogered one up here, and that's not us. I'd like to try to be perfectionists on that side of the world, and that directly impacts our safety of our drivers, our freight, and our customer, and making sure that that farm tractor gets to where it needs to be, because there's a farmer waiting. He only has a short window to get this equipment out in the field and be done. We delay him, he delays himself, and it's a ripple effect across there. So if we can do anything in our power to help, that's what our initiative is. So I'm very excited about 2025 in that regard, and just our overall safety and freight protection.
For sure. It's exciting. Like I said, our goal is to be the best, build the best, teach the best, see the best. And when you roll down the street or the highway, everybody sees it. So asking on the Thanksgiving side, do you guys have any traditions that you do at home? Michael, I know you guys have some fun games you guys always play and put together. What kind of things that I got on the roadmap this year?
It's probably pretty much the same games. It seems like punch a present for the Christmas, but we always do goofy games, like just stuff to get our family up and off the couch anyway, whether it's a board game, Pictionary, or spoons, or you're diving around on the table or anything. We got a big family. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, and I got kids of my own, obviously. So when we all get packed into a house, it's easy to just go revert to the couch. But it's like, let's get up, sit and watch football. But obviously, eat your turkey, eat all your food, stuff your face. But then, we try to do for sure always some form of game, whether it's multiple games or one big one or whichever. But we always try to get a little jazzed up and get people active, because we're a pretty competitive family, or just a big trucking family. So it's
and I've seen those videos with you guys. It looks fun. That definitely looks like a fun time.
Yeah. As far as, did you do anything, Derek, at your family? You guys do any games, do any raging, or just do the food, or what do you guys got shaking over there?
No, we don't really do anything crazy. We just cook the turkeys and hang out and spend some family time.
You gonna fire up the smoker, or what do you got for the turkey? You gonna put it on the egg or pit boss, or what do we got shaking?
Yeah, we'll do it on the egg.
Nice.
I'll have to break out the cobwebs off. I haven't used it in a while.
Might have to do a little practice round this weekend coming up before the big day.
Usually just go both feet in and hope for the best.
You spatchcock, or are you gonna leave it full?
Last year I got actually just the turkey breasts. We don't have a lot of your non-legs and stuff like that people, so there's just so much waste.
Yep.
I just got the turkey breasts, and they actually came out really good, so I'll probably do that, which that's kind of a whole different mix, because it's not as thick, it's not as much, so you don't have to get up at 2 in the morning to put it on, so it actually makes it nice for the person preparing. And it is really, they were really good. I had I think it was, put one in a brine, I forget what flavor it was, something with cinnamon and apple and stuff, and then another one was savory butter, garlic type stuff.
Yeah, that's what that dark meat takes so much longer to cook, and so it ends up drying out the breast anyway, and that's usually what everybody wants. So then you're sitting there chewing on dried out, white meat. But that's what I did last year, was breasts, and the one I just got was pre-brined or whatever. But then you pulled up the skin. I like to make some thyme butter, mix it up, soft butter, and stuff it under the skin, spread it on the meat, and then just let her bake, let her roast. But them breasts are definitely the ticket there, especially if that's pretty much all you like. Yeah, same thing in my family. I think there's only a couple people that really like the dark meat, and then the rest goes kind of in the soup or whatever people take home. But them breasts are real nice and quicker, like you said.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I feel like it was only a couple hours.
Yep.
You talking about smoking it, Derek? You smoke it?
Yeah, and the egg.
Well, guys, I know we got a lot to be thankful for. Thankful for our drivers, thankful for everyone that's not a driver, mechanics, office staff, you name it, right? Every person that's involved in this company, we have an extra level of appreciation and gratitude for you. And of course, we had kind of given our gratefulness for our families and for every family out there traveling. So I just want to close with, the opportunity to say thank you to everyone. Take this time. I know this is quality home time for many of you, and take it and embrace it and cherish it. And let's have a safe and fun Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. Just as Tyler had said, thank you to everybody. Obviously, we know we have a lot of people that rely on us for things, but at the same time, we couldn't do it without relying on everybody else. So there's definitely a huge thank you to everybody involved with us, and not even just our employees, but even our customers and all our people that we work with, because it takes a team across the board for everybody to be successful in this industry.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to Keep Trucking Personal. If you like this episode, please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe is important so you get the notifications. Funny story here. Dean in our office got a notification at 2 a.m. on a new episode, and he was awoken by that notification, and he was grateful for it. You might have to ask him if he was actually grateful for it, but he let us know he got that notification. So reach out to us at podcast@kivibros.com, or give us a call or like a comment, and we'll follow up. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Keep Trucking Personal. We appreciate you taking the time to explore the heart and soul of Kivi Brothers Trucking with us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Tune in next time as we continue our journey together, diving deeper into what makes us a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those who aspire to be part of something truly extraordinary. Until then, keep trucking, and we'll catch you on the next episode.